Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here another week, and I want to share some thoughts with you from one of the Psalms. Now, the Psalms have a lot of really good stuff in them, and I've talked about some before, but never this Psalm. I want to talk today from Psalm 145, and I'm going to take the whole week and talk about a few verses each day in this Psalm. And I hope you'll be with me, and I hope you'll think about it. And I hope maybe it'll speak to your heart too. So let's begin with Psalm 145 and verse 9. The word says here, "The Lord is good to everyone. He showers compassion on all his creation." Well, this is an interesting thought. It ties into verse 8 that says, "The Lord is merciful and compassionate, slow to anger, and filled with unfailing love." The word says here that God is compassionate. What does that mean? Well, the word compassion means to have sympathy for. I have compassion on someone who suffered a loss. I, I, I feel sad for them, and maybe my compassion will lead me to action, so I try to do something for them. If you've ever gotten stranded on the road and your car broke down and you don't have one of these services that'll come and get you. And so you wait and hope somebody will stop. You'll see that not everybody seems to have compassion, or at least they're not going to stop. But God always has compassion. It's real simple. It says that He's good to everyone. Now, you and I have trouble doing that, I think. It's easy to have compassion on someone that we see as in need. It's also easy to have compassion on someone that we see is kind of a nice person. It's hard to have compassion on somebody who isn't so nice or so friendly or so welcoming to me. Now, maybe you've never had this. I bet you have, but maybe you haven't. But I've had people in my life who didn't like me. Now, sometimes it was people who used to like me, now they don't like me. And sometimes it's just people who didn't like me in the first place. Now, fortunately for me, at least my sanity is not most of the people, but they are out there. And today, this very moment, I could probably name a few folks who don't like me. Now, maybe they just disagree with me. Maybe, maybe they're out to get me. I don't know. There are people like that out there. So it's hard for me to grasp having compassion on those kinds of people. Oops. But yet God does. It says that He's good to everyone, and He showers compassion on all His creation. You and I are part of His creation, even if you don't feel like it. Maybe today you're starting out the week in a not so good place. I don't know. Maybe you're just physically not feeling good. Maybe emotionally you're not feeling good. Maybe you've just been struggling and struggling and struggling, and you're reaching a point where you say, "Man, what is the point anymore?" And maybe you're just sort of dealing with these nagging little things that just don't go away. Most of us don't get up in the morning full of life and full of energy and go, wow, it's another day. Can't stand it. Well, there are a few of those I understand, but I don't meet them very often. But this passage tells us that wherever we are in life, whatever we're doing, God has sympathy. He has compassion. He cares about us. He isn't angry at us. And he's filled with unfailing love. That's how God is, whether you feel like it or not. Actually, it doesn't matter what you feel like. What matters is who God is. And the more we can understand who God is, the more we can, if you will, better feel the excitement of the day that He's trying to instill in everyone. Now, you take a second, right where you are, whatever time you're listening to me. If you're about to have to start the day or you're about to finish the day, how do you think it's going to go, and how did it go? Did you see God's compassion? Do you see God's unfailing love? Do you see His sympathy towards you and everybody else? You know, God's the biggest cheerleader there ever was. Yeah, He is. He's cheerleading you. He's the pick me up squad, and we're the workers. And He has ways of touching our lives that we can't even imagine. We just have to look for it. However dark and dreary the moment is, God's compassionate hand is still there. He's not going anywhere. It says here that He showers, not just a little bit, a bunch. He dumps the whole bucket of compassion on you, not just a few sprinkles. Why does He do that? It says because His love is unfailing. That might be hard to grasp. Maybe you've never grasped it, and it might be hard right now. And if it isn't right now, it might be later. But it's still the truth. And Psalm 145 gives us some really good little nuggets of advice. And I'll be back tomorrow and share another one. So thanks for listening. If you have a need or a concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. God bless you. I'll be back tomorrow.